So, some last minute accounting predictions. Although there's not really too much to predict in this subject, let's face it. It's a bit like maths in that way. In the ordinary level especially, it's not really worth doing predictions for this subject. In question 1, the final accounts, you're most likely to get a manufacturing company this year, or failing that, probably a company. It's unlikely to be a sole trader. I didn't bother doing any predictions for the rest of that section, but for section 2, the financial accounting, obviously you're going to get interpretation of accounts and a cash flow statement, because every single year they came up. So there's 2 guaranteed questions. Then to predict the third question that will be in that section, I'd say it will most likely be a service firm. That's probably the most likely one that will come up. Failing that, it could well be incomplete records might come up this year, because it tends to have a 1 year on, 1 year off kind of pattern. But that pattern's too predictable. They might break that this year and give you the incomplete records 2 years in a row, last year and this year. So that could come up as well. So yeah, but more likely a service firm, I'd say. Now that's the section 2 financial. Section 3, for the budgeting, you're most likely to get cash budgeting. And for the costing section, it's hard to know. It could be the absorption costing, but I feel it's more likely to be marginal costing. But it's very hard to call this one. That's the ordinary level accounting anyway. Now for higher level, it looks like you're most likely to get a company this year in question 1, not a manufacturing company, and definitely not a sole trader. In section 2, financial accounting, you will, of course, like every year, you'll get interpretation of accounts. You're also pretty likely to get incomplete records, and if I were to give a possible backup there, it would be club accounts are likely to come up as well, and maybe a tabular statement. They'd be some of my main tips for that section there. For management then, the last section with costing and budgeting in it, your most likely budgeting this year is flexible budgeting, should come up this year. Failing that, it'll be just budgeting. Not cash budgeting. Definitely not cash budgeting. For costing, costing. Yeah, it could be just costing, or perhaps marginal costing. They're the 2 most likely. Yeah, there we go. So that's it. That's the accounting. Shouldn't be too many surprises there. Good luck in the exam.
Let me tell you now, that old school was messing me up. That old school was dragging me down.